So if you want to start creating content, start. Stop trying to, oh, I'm finna plan it, because what is that gonna do? You're gonna keep procrastinating. Create the video, post it, and then do it again. And do it again and do it again. Because it may be terrible at first, but it's gonna get better. You can't get better at something if you ain't consistently doing it. Start.
What's good? What's poppin'? What it is, what it ain't, what it could be, what it should be, what it will be. Cam Newton, the sound, Mr. Boogie Doll, here with another episode of Funky Friday. I promise, ladies and gentlemen, I really do promise to give good content for the masses, but most of all, ladies and gentlemen, I promise to always keep it funky. Now, my next guest is a producer, trailblazing creator, media entrepreneur. She got more than 1 billion, yes, I said it correctly, 1 billion views on YouTube. Known as the Tyler Perry of YouTube. She's a wife, she's a mother. I present to some and introduce to others, Miss Kinigra Dion.
What's up, what's up? Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay. We need to already go on and get this minutia out of here.
Let's do it then.
I hear it. Southern Belle, respectfully.
Mm-hmm.
From that state of Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Roll Tide.
You know what? Let's start here. Because I was going to ask, who do you go for on Thanksgiving? And anybody who doesn't understand the impact of the Iron Bowl, from people in Alabama, it's different.
It is. It's like Super Bowl.
Tell me, from your standpoint of growing up in it, how does that, and then you have a different view because you actually went to that other school.
Mm-hmm. Alabama?
The other school.
Let me see. Like, in my house, it was divided. My daddy was that other school fan.
Smart guy.
And my mama was an Alabama fan. So we used to always watch the game together. Now, when we watched it, we didn't have no money, but we would, all our family would sit there, watch the game, we root, we mad at each other who win, because it didn't even matter if they sucked, all other games.
Yeah.
If you win the Iron Bowl, cool. It don't matter. We could be number 25, whatever.
Yeah.
Win the Iron Bowl, you got bragging rights.
For 364 the rest of the day.
Yeah. So then going to Alabama, so when you in college, you get the packages, and you got package A or package B. Whatever game had the Iron Bowl on it, you could either do one or two things. If you wake up early and you get that package, you could sell them. Now, I've always been an entrepreneur.
A hustler.
Yeah, so I ain't never go to an Alabama-Auburn game.
What?
I made the money. I sold that ticket. Cause see the little guys.
So you ticket scout?
Yeah, I did.
What's the most money you ever got from?
For one ticket?
Yeah.
$1,200. Yes. You paid back then. The packet was $50.
What?
Yes. And if you had the Iron Bowl, you sell them that one ticket, yeah, you're gonna get at least $1,200 back then.
So let me see this. Now, let me ask you this. So you went to Alabama. What was your years?
2007 to 2011.
Ooh, that's crazy because probably outside of the latter part, the 11 year and the 10 year, they were not in the SEC championship. That's the only years. And they had another play. Well, we ain't gonna talk about that. But the 2010 year, I think it was the most impactful Iron Bowl because of that was a good Alabama team.
It was.
They needed that game to have BCS bowl contention.
Yeah, we did.
And then for Auburn, while I was there, that was the probably first time in recent history that we were projected, were we the favorites? Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
I remember, yeah.
How much you sold that ticket for? Was that the $1,200 ticket?
So I didn't get a bowl. So you got to get up in the morning to try to get the ticket against all the students. So you got to be there at 7 o'clock. So that one, I didn't get a packet. But if I would have got that one, I'm sure I could have made another $1,200, $1,500. Easy.
I was just recently, and this is my last question in regards to the Iron Bowl, but I was just on ESPN First Take not too long ago. And in Birmingham at Legion Field, Alabama State, Alabama A&M Classic, the Magic City Classic. And the topic was, what's the most impactful or what's the biggest rivalry in all of sports? And I believe it was Stephen A. that mentioned Ohio State and Michigan. And I was like, yo,
They ain't came to Alabama.
They never did it. But to experience what I experienced, my story looked like this. I witnessed the Alabama-Auburn game, and it far exceeded anything that I witnessed from the Florida State-Florida game, Florida-Georgia game, Miami-Florida game. All rivalries. Mm-hmm. And yeah, they all had their little in it. But there was a person, Gene Chizik would bring former athletes and to talk to the team prior to that week happening. And I remember it like it was yesterday. One of the players, the former players, had said, hey, if you're not from Alabama or if you're not from Auburn, this week, you from Auburn. Mm-hmm. It's that important. So much so, we don't have school. You don't have no distractions. This is for y'all former athletes or the athletes that's trying to go to the next level in the NFL. This will be the year or the week that you can mimic what it would like to be a professional athlete. And I took that to heart because I was like, yo, like, it didn't mean that much to me to care enough to really embody the emotions. And then that day of the game, I remember it like it was yesterday. Very cloudy, and they've never canceled Tiger Walk, ever. That day, we had barricades that was up because it wasn't safe. I was going through my NCAA investigation during that time, and it just wasn't, like, our bus was rocking left and right. I was like, yo, you can try to act like this is a regular game. It doesn't feel like a regular game. When you go into the stadium, you hear son of a preacher man, and then you take the money and run. Like all these mind games or the mental warfare that they're trying to get, it was like, yo, they started throwing, beer cans. Oh. It was bad.
On both sides, it get ugly. Yeah. They be ready to fight. Yeah. And then after, you gotta tell them people to go home because they gonna fight. Yeah. Especially depending on who wins. And the thing about the Alabama-Auburn game, it doesn't matter. Even if Alabama was like, we 12-0, whatever. When you get there,
nothing else matters.
It doesn't matter because you could lose.
Nothing else matters.
Like they'll put their heart and soul out just to beat us.
Yeah, for sure. That's what misses the mark for other rivalries. But needless to say, being from Alabama as a creator, did that prompt you to want to go harder? Because I oftentimes hear people from the southern states of the Mississippis, the Tennessees, the Georgias, the Alabamas, and they feel like, y'all, bro, like we slept on. And for you, what's your story as far as what creativity allowed you to become and how you were able to prove yourself? I
think in Alabama, in like the South, we get information last. Like when something is going viral or something is trending, by the time we get it to try to catch on, it's already saturated, or we too far behind to be able to catch up in any of that. So When I moved to LA, I swear, after a certain point in time, once I was creating and I had kind of built up a name for myself already, it was off top. I gotta get my family involved. Like, I'm about to go back home. I left LA, I went back home, and now all my entire family are creators. And I'm telling them, I remember I had a conversation with my sister. My niece, she was one of the stars in like some of my skits, and she's blowing up. And I'm like, Misha, you need to create this YouTube channel. You need to put them on there. You need to do something with them. And she still wouldn't do it. And the last time I said, look, I am making money on YouTube, and your child is a star. Now, yes, you're getting paid from me, but you better take advantage of this, because at the time, my sister was still on Section 8. She was, you know, not the best living conditions, and some clicked, and she ended up doing it. And then she was able to move out of Section 8. And I remember the first time, because she, you know, when you poor and you grow up poor and you used to being poor, it be hard to let go of like some of the assistance. It's like, girl, get off food stamps. You don't need it anymore. You make a lot of money a month. You know, let that house go. I'll just give it to my son. He can stay there while I'm on Section 8. No, baby, let the house go. And she, you know, moved into a 3-bedroom house. It got stairs, and life changed. So for me, it was, let me come back and bring this information before it's taken out, because everybody knew about YouTube, but it wasn't, like, creator wasn't the thing that everybody was getting invested in. So I'm about to go home, take this information, build up a team here, get as many people to try to believe in this creator journey as I can, so that we are gonna create our own universe and be a creator hub back home.
Let me tell you something. That stanza, what you said, I'm in the process of trying to do that now. Mm-hmm. And I just had a moment over the last couple of weeks, but shorter than 3 days ago from this moment, where a person who's extremely dear to me, and when people say, especially in the South, when you say, oh, that's my cousin, that's a close friend of yours. Mm-hmm. No, but for me, I don't have a lot of friends that say, like, yo, that's my friend. This is actually my first cousin, right? Mm-hmm. He serves as my assistant. He serves as a person that is extremely dear to me. And a lot of people, you know, may degrade him because he's like, yo, he's everywhere with me. He drives, I don't drive. He helps assist me, but it's not the driver that is the important part for me. That's my place of refuge. That's where it's like, yo, dog, he knows me. He knows when I'm not in the mood to talk. And it's bigger than what an assistant title can actually be. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he rejuvenates me, and being the person that I've known him longer than he known himself, we tease each other like that. But he had a moment. He just put this a parody kind of video out. Yeah. And he was like, yo, I want to be the next coach at Auburn. And I was like, Fat. But his name is Q. Yeah. And everybody always hear him say Fat. Like, where Fat come from? And everybody I've always in our family has called him Fat Man, mm-hmm. but Fat for short. So I'm like, Fat, boy, that's brilliant, boy. And since then, people get latched on for different reasons. Mm-hmm. Now, when you go on his Instagram, you'll see a video that probably did 300 views. Then you see another video that probably did 600. He was like, bro, that's viral for me. Well, this particular video, when he created, like, I want to be the next head coach at Auburn, got 50,000 views. Yeah. And ever since then, like, Shells, she does all my vertical content. Peggy or Omari does all, like, he looks at everything before it goes out. And he ended up saying, hey, bro, record this video real quick. I gotta put out another video. And he gets it. Another thing for me was being like, I'm trying to take that information and bring everybody on. Yeah. I've been telling my brothers, bro,
y'all better.
I'm making real money.
Yes.
And there was a time, like my younger brother, Kalen, he's in this figuring out phase. And I'm like, yo, bro, I figured it out. You just gotta stay consistent.
That's it.
It's like, yo, don't get caught into the views more so than making sure that after that video drops, when are you planning on dropping the next one? And that right there is what other cultures are able to do. I seen this documentary not too long ago about a donut king. And it was,
yes.
my boy came over here, learned the donut recipe business, and then said, you know what? I think it was the Philippines.
Yep, and he gave each one of them some of it in there. Yes.
But that's what, we don't do that.
We don't.
In our culture.
We compete a lot. And what's crazy within like the creator community, the Black creator space, and I've been around some of the top big, and every time we go to these events and you see, you know, the white creators,
right?
They talking to each other.
Can I get a lighter?
They're talking about, you know, thumbnails and titles and different strategy
yeah.
and hey, you know, Instagram is doing this new thing. You can, and it's like, damn, where y'all?
Yeah,
and then, but if you come around everybody else and you get,
sure.
it be like nobody talk. So I start talking. I'm a talk. Hey, y'all heard this thing called Spider? They giving, you know, money to people up front. Y'all, everybody, what's that? And we start having conversation because one thing I don't believe in competition. I believe in resources. Like if and you really don't know who's gonna be the next one. And if I help you, I'm hoping we gonna create some type of thing. And now you
say
get
it this
big.
way.
Yeah.
Would you say you're a competitive person?
I am competitive.
Would you say your husband, Reggie, is a competitive
Very
person?
Very competitive.
Right? Well, that works well in competitive atmospheres.
True.
Sports.
Yep. Cars.
Oh, no, what else? You play spades?
Yeah. Tom.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. If y'all ever want to get skint, I'm talking about baboon skint. I'll show you how to play spades. But, anywho, with content, it's no such thing as competition.
It's not.
It's collaboration.
It is. Yep.
You trying to compete with Mr. Beast will be the stupidest thing that you would ever could. If you're trying to compete with Ashton Hall, you'll be the dumbest fool. If you're trying to compete with DDG and Castanet and AMP, you'll be the dumbest thing. Instead of saying, hey, you and your husband, what y'all got going on? Matter of fact, the next thing that y'all do, incorporate me.
Yeah.
And then one thing that content does do is say, we're not competing, we're collabing.
Yeah.
And what collaboration does is say, hey,
we're friends.
let's work together.
Yeah.
And then you owe me one.
Yep.
You owe me one doesn't mean money. It's to say, I did that for you.
Yep.
Now come on my platform.
And do this for me. Let me give you a bigger one though. It don't necessarily mean the Castanets, the Mr. Beast. You want to know where the collaboration really come from? The people around you. You build the people around you. And I talk this to all the kids that, like my family and the other kids that come act in our videos. I commend Castanet and how hard he worked. And DDG, I've seen that boy work since, he been on YouTube since teen years. And he kept building and kept going. They built with each other. They built with their family. They built with their...
Correct.
Exactly. A lot of people, they be feeling like, dang, if I get this collab with Castanet, I'm gonna be able to go to the next level. Versus, you know, you have a brother who funny than a mug. All it takes is y'all to get together, come together, build y'all self, be consistent. Now you got the next Castanet, because he gonna grew up like this and look at or y'all both, you get what I'm saying?
Because your platform is big enough that somebody would say, man, who a baddie back there in the back, bro? He's funny as I don't know what. Exactly. And then, boom, now that's a character that's being created.
Exactly.
But when you hear character in our culture, it's like, that's derogatory. But that's just who he is. It's like, nah, like, this dude is really funny. You feel what I'm saying? You give him a shot of alcohol and a black and mild, let him freak it, give him 20 minutes and be entertained.
Take your grandma, your funny grandma who
the
auntie, there go your platform, there go your collaborators. Now you're gonna grow with your team. Guess what? It ain't gonna be nothing to get those other collaborations with now those said names, because people forget sometimes, like, we see where Kai is now, we see where DDG is now, but them boys put in a lot of work.
A lot of work.
So it's kind of sometimes arrogant to feel like, ooh, I'm gonna write them and see if they'll collab with me.
And he lame if he don't
He
respond.
lame. He don't even want to. Like, I saw him, or even people who feel like they knew you. I saw them, and then when I try to come up to them, and you don't know how much hard work it took to get this. Show that you a hard worker first.
Yeah.
Do you got it in you? Because I'm telling you, that's the thing that you see in people. What is your drive? What is your ambition? What is your excuse? Don't put it off on somebody else.
Yeah.
What is yours? And I think that's where it starts with knowing the collabs start with the people around you.
Yeah, I'll say this. The most disrespectful thing that a person could do around me is be lazy. It's because if I'm willing to work extremely hard, and I always like using her as an example because she's probably the newest member up under my team, my work team, and it's Shells. She's been with me for 5 months. And the idea, the thought process that she probably had when she first came on board is like, oh, I'm working with Cam Newton. And now if you ask her questions, hey, what do you think about Cam now? She's seen the most vulnerable side of me. She's seen the hardworking, the frustrated, the funny sides. And it's like, yo, like, you do not stop. We just had a day where we literally had 2 different platforms, right? We worked on ESPN, then we had to make an appearance for BET. But after making that appearance from BET, we had to drive because there were no flights. We had to drive from Philly to New York to be back on ESPN. And I respect about her, she didn't bat an eye. I knew she was tired, but she didn't vocalize it because even for me, everybody who knows me know I'm not a morning person. That's where I'm trying to generate the energy to attack the day. I'm functional, but I'm not a morning person. If it doesn't, that's not me. But for her, now seeing what she's been exposed to, like other people, the drop tops of the world who's also around me a lot, they start to see it's like, yo, when do you find time for you? Like, when do you find time to be around your kids, your lady, your family? Like, yo, and I'm working constantly and then trying to make sure that when you see me on Funky Friday, it's like I was so, like, distant because I know, welcome to Funky Friday, like, yo, what's good? When you hear that, that's a trigger to now give you, the person who I get to talk to alongside of me, all my energy. I don't want to waste that having a debate off camera that's not going to serve the viewer well, right? But to be disrespectful to me is not being able to say, I'm willing to work. You want something for nothing. It's like I've gotten to a point now where people see me on TV and I'm able to evoke emotion. Sometimes it may not be what you want it to be. If you can't sing, you can't sing. You feel what I'm saying? Straight up. That's how I feel. Now the respect that I am able to filter out of it is you respect my thought process enough that it impacted you. And I apologize about that. But prove me wrong. Right? Me speaking on what's my ladies list. I just thought, like, that's just me.
But you know, that's what separate creators from, I think, influencers. It's like authenticity. And we say that word and we throw it out there, but the more authentic you are, the more people can really respect you as a creator and respect your artistry.
Which I do.
If you're on there, if you're on here just saying what you politically correct or what you don't want to offend, no, I'm gonna be truthful to myself. I'm gonna deliberate with, y'all gonna get the real me. And if I messed up, I can come back and say, hey, I messed up. But that was true how I felt at the moment. And I don't feel like, man, it's so many creators out here and you see them and the audience, they can read through fakeness. They can. So, nah, you give your opinion. Apologize for it later.
And ain't. It's just me. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you cut these cameras off, it's still gonna be, guess what? Me. If you catch me in the barbershop, you probably won't. But if you ask me a question there, I'm gonna give you the authenticity or the authentic way of like answering the question. But enough about me. Right? You started out in the medical field. How did you get into creating?
So after I graduated from the University of Alabama.
Pause right there because I asked that question in the wrong way. Where did you go to school? What did you study in school?
So I majored in chemistry at the University of Alabama.
You can leave all that extra stuff out. You majored in chemistry, okay.
Yeah, and then from there I went and got my master's in clinical science, so clinical laboratory science, and then I...
From where?
from the University of Alabama at Birmingham.
UAB.
UAB.
Just say UAB.
And so from UAB, I ended up getting a job at the VA hospital in Birmingham. And so I worked there from 2016 to like 2018.
Right.
And then I saw this job. So basically, I worked for the federal government. When you work for the federal government, you have a GS system. I came in as a GS9. So that's like entry level, but it's entry level when you have like a degree or something, but it's still entry level. So I saw this position at Long Beach, the VA hospital, that was gonna take me to a GS12. Now, it would take me about 36 years to become a GS9 to a GS12.
What?
Yes, that's
36 years?
Each GS has a step. So it's like, I think it's 10 steps. So to go from a GS9 to a GS10, it's 10 steps. Each step is like a year. So it would take around 36 years to become a GS9 to go to a GS12. So I was gonna take this position because if I transferred, stayed as a GS12 for at least a year, when I come back, I'm always a GS12. So that means I could become from a GS9 to a GS12 in 1 year. So
that's that hustler. That's that finesse. You said, okay, cool. Bet.
So I'm like, I never visited California ever. I literally just applied for the job, accepted the job, and I moved to Huntington Beach, California.
Okay.
From there, I was still trying. I'm like, okay, I'm in California. This is a place where people make it.
Yeah.
So I'm still trying to figure out
small town
something
girl with big opportunity and ambition.
Yeah. So, but it wasn't what I thought it was. Man, California is a very lonely place because what you see on TV when you get there, it's like fool's gold. It's a bunch of glitter, but it ain't. You gotta dig down for the real people.
Cupic zirconia.
Yes. So after this, I went out I was trying to model, take pictures at the time. I was trying to be a fashion designer. I'm making clothes. I'm volunteering at this fashion designer place where she made clothes for everybody. Anyway, I'm just doing a lot of stuff.
All over the place.
I'm all over the place.
But nursing.
Yes. And I met this girl, Money Drea. And I was at the bowling alley, just kind of like, it wasn't my vibe, but I was there. Facet. Do you remember Facet? It was a guy back then, he used to do like models. He had back when Instagram started, the video vixens, I think he the one who found, what's that girl name? What's the girl name who looked like me? You say look like me somewhere a little bit. What's her name? You forgot? I forgot. Anyway.
Reggie.
Yeah, you better forgot.
Hey, but that's a bad move right there, but I don't know. Fool's gold. You know what I mean?
He had all of those, and he was like making IG girls. Anyway, so he would like have this thing where you had to be on the list to go to one of his events. Anyway, how the hell I got there? I'm on the list. I'm there, and I'm talking. And Money hear me, and she goes, "Where you from?" And I go, "Alabama." "Where you from?" "South Carolina." From there, from that day, we clicked. So I finally met a genuine friend in LA.
Yeah.
And she was trying to make it. She worked, I worked, she trying to make it, but she, at the time, had like 20,000 followers on Instagram. We'll go to Hollywood, hookah, whatever. Money go to the front. Like Money shaped. She bad, she chocolate bag, or anyway, I'm right behind Money or whatever. So Money was like, man, we should start doing these IG skits. And so we started doing little IG Instagram skits. And I remember when I put my first couple of ones out there, my family, your people back home, they saw me post like my first, it's cringe now, but I'm trying something. Because I see there are people creating these skits that are like, going up. Anyway, so I did my first one, and it was about, I took it from me and like my husband, my boyfriend at the time, who's my husband, based on our real life situation. And so I was in the car, and basically Money played as my sister, as my boyfriend's sister, and I went to her until I think he hurt, and she was like, "Let me call him." And she called him because he really had me blocked. And so when she called him and he answered, I snatched the phone, and I'm like, "What, you can't call me? You ain't." Anyway, so that was my first skit on Instagram, and that was due to Money because Money saying we need to create. And so I remember my family and everybody's first reaction to that. They like, Kinigra, what is you doing? Like, you know, you need to find and pray to God, because you losing yourself out there, you know. Anyway, so from there, some other creators end up seeing me, like me and Money doing those videos, and they end up asking us to be in some videos. Because right now we just posted on Instagram.
Right.
I don't know.
Not getting compensated, not monetizing, nothing. You're just doing it off of love, or just trying to find a way.
You know? Yeah. And so I remember going to my first like YouTube, was a bunch of YouTube creators, and they were just saying, you're gonna do this and you say this. And I'm like, okay. So I'm acting in the video, and then I see the full thing edited. I'm like, dang, that turned out cool. They asked me to come back a few more times, and then I'm like, well, shoot, I work midnight to 8 o'clock.
Graveyard.
When the hell y'all go to work? Because I'm sleeping, y'all telling me to come here. I gotta leave here and go straight to work. So they were like, well, this is my job. And at the time, some of them were making like $8,000 a month. And I'm like, y'all making $8,000 a month? I went to college. I'm like, what? I'm finna learn all of this. And at the time, it was a lot of girls who were doing it, but they went, I'm like, well, what her channel? What her channel? Y'all just doing this for the fame?
They getting paid off of the main character, so to speak. Yeah,
but they ain't getting paid. The actors coming in, no. This was mind-blowing to me, so I'm like, oh, well, because the person who posts is who make the money, but they didn't pay us to come. We weren't getting paid to come.
Y'all was just getting paid off of clout.
Clout. I don't care nothing about clout. I don't care about being popular or nothing. So I'm sending this plug. Okay, so how y'all make the money? Because I need to know how you make the money. So from there, all right, I'm getting you popular now. These videos going up. Teach me. I need to know how to film. I bought my own little camera. I brought my sister from Birmingham, told her to come she came and stayed with me in my 1-bedroom apartment in LA. She now filming for me. We learning how to edit. We learning everything. And then once I really, I understand this thing. And now I take my science brain, but they're doing this a little bit wrong. LA ain't really the best structure for this place. I'm gonna go home. And another thing was the videos I was doing at the time, it was very like, they my friends now, but I hate the content. It's like, my boyfriend cheated on me and I caught him with another girl. Or, she got a big booty and it just was the most, it was.
But I'm gonna stop you right there because just on the topic of content ideas, that's what sells.
I'm gonna come back you.
Please.
I'm gonna come back
you. Please. But for them, they've seen this work. Every time somebody sees me, and there's going to be a question that we're gonna bring up, my boy Reggie.
Yeah.
That's what people want to know. That's what people want to hear. It's surface level questions, and it's like, yo, that's what works for my platform. It's not that I'm trying to separate you and your marriage or another person in their relationship or me and my relationship or all these things. It's like when people watch Funky Friday, you can almost guarantee a question is going to be in there about a relationship.
Yeah.
And it's not that I want to ask it. It's that's what people respond to.
People respond to emotions. And so whether it's relationships, whether it's your job, if it's something, people respond to how you make them feel. Relationships is a topic that people either can relate to or you can make them feel that way. So is drama, any drama, right. So is comedy. You come on here and say something extremely funny, people are gonna relate to it. So it depends on how you make people feel. Relationships is a relatability thing, so we're talking about relatability. So sex, I'll say for men, yes, that is what sells. It does. How about for teenagers or for kids? How about for women? What is it? So you get what I'm saying? So it depends on the audience.
It's a genre.
It's the genre. Yeah. So at the time, that was what they saw working. And at the time, I had 70% male followers, right? And I remember the first time my niece, and they were like, oh, I saw that video where you was with a girl. You what? She was 3. You famous, auntie, but you saw what video? I hated that. And I'm like, because I'm just really following what they're doing. I'm just, this is how they make money. I'm making money. This is what it is. I don't necessarily love the content, but I'm creating boundaries for myself. I'm like, y'all can't get no butt shots of me. You ain't gonna see no booty shots of me. You're not getting no behind shots of me. You ain't gonna be able to pretend like we fake, none of that.
No fake,
so,
not insinuating any type of intimate act.
Right, but I'm like, but if we converse about it, that's fine. But going back, I cringe at it. Like, no, it wasn't fine. But anyway, so I said, you know what? I told my nieces, and she's my step baby. I was in her life since 2 because me and my husband, we've been together for a long time. So we've been together since 2010. Mm-hmm. Like we met in 2010, we got together in 2011. So at the time when I moved to LA, it was also I'm leaving you, you know. Anyway, so I'm in LA, but I'm still communicating with like my step baby and my brother-in-law, and they're watching my content. So they're like, Kinigra, can we do a video? And I'm like, yeah. So I go home, I did a video with my niece, and I did a video with them. I didn't post it yet, but my niece, she was like, can we do some TikToks? So I was also on TikTok, and I had like 1 million followers at the time, and this is the beginning of TikTok. And me and my niece did this video, I Fight Kids, and it was like, she my daughter, and she, you know, got this little girl messing with her, and the little girl, like, way younger. That video on TikTok went crazy viral. Crazy viral. And I'm like, dang, it's doing better than any of my other content. All what we said, sex sale and all, way better than any content that I put out, but not on YouTube. So at the time also when I was creating, I'm like, I gotta be consistent and I can't just post and film whenever. So I created a schedule. I post every Tuesday, every Thursday, every Sunday, and no matter what, I couldn't miss a posting day. At the time I had ran out of content. COVID happened. It was kind of hard to create. I'm playing a bunch of characters, but it was still hard to get people to come pull up in the video, and it was kind of scary. So I ended up posting that TikTok, but I turned it into a long form. So all the extra parts that I cut out of the TikTok, I kept it in the video, and it would end up being like 3-4 minutes. And it did horrible. It did like, I was used to getting like 200, 300K in a day. It did something like 29K in a day. So I'm like, dang. But I was happy because...
Subtle flex.
Yeah,
like
but...
200 to 29. That's my little cousin, a viral moment. My boy was trying to like... But go ahead.
Yeah, but nah, it was like, dang, I was still happy because I made my posting day.
Yeah.
Like, I made my posting day. I don't care what it is. Yeah. So another thing happened. I had shot a video with my step baby and my brother-in-law, and they're young now. They like 12 and 13 at the time. And it's PG-13. I didn't have any more content. So I'm like, let me put this video out here. They ready to see it anyway. So I cut it, posted it. Nothing. Did another 20K in a day. And I'm like, but I didn't, it's sad when you see the views, but then it's like, but I made my posting day. Yeah. I'm okay because I'm being consistent. And one day I was looking at my 48 hours. You go to your 48 hours and it jumped from like 400,000 to 800,000, then to 1.2 million. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I'm looking. They came and found me from my TikTok, and they found that video that I posted with me and my niece, and it went viral. Boom, that one hit 1 million. That other 20K one of me and my step baby, my brother-in-law, 1 million. And it's doing it instantly. So I'm like, oh, shit.
But hold on, right where you at. Hand on the Bible. Did you do any of the platform enhancers? You know how you got on Snapchat, it's like promote this video. You know how Instagram, they be like, oh, you paid for them views or you paid for them followers. Did you do any of that to enhance your videos?
Oh, on YouTube?
I'm just saying, just in general.
In general, ever?
Yeah.
I did do it on Instagram one time, but none of this is before this is before I've even been in LA. This is me. I'm still trying to. We was doing a damn. You know, B. Lynn. Okay, Brittany Lynn. Anyway, she from Alabama and she a comedian, and her mama and they went viral together. Anyway, but at the time, I'm like, we finna buy some views, and you can. It's the little bot thing, and we bought some Instagram views. So that's the only time I have ever. And I think I was at like maybe 1,200 Instagram followers. That's the only time I have ever.
What did it do?
It just, you see all them comments. This is great. Oh, another video. way to go, Kinigra. You know, you can tell a bot. You can tell when somebody gonna bot to me. And it was on Instagram, and they just will give you a like. So if you ever see like somebody have, now it don't matter, it's a difference. But if you ever, back then, if you saw somebody that had like 30,000 likes and then about 20 comments.
We call that the virtual Dr. Miami.
Yeah. But once people caught on, it was like, oh, you can catch on? Okay, I ain't doing it no more. They knew that was fake. Let me delete that video.
But the reason why I bring that up is because when you have a plan and you execute that plan and it's backed by consistency, you don't need no enhancers.
You don't.
It's like people are running to, like that schedule was brilliant. Tuesday, Sunday, Thursday.
Yep.
Now people are expecting that. It's like the same thing with the team at Iconic Saga. It's like, yo, we cannot miss these deadlines. Because if you do, the penalty behind that is you miss the bulk of your viewership. Because if our video is expected to hit 150,000, right? And you post consistently at 4 p.m., you know you're gonna get 150,000. That's what's expected.
Exactly.
Now, if you hit 275,000, it's like, okay, cool. But if you hit 30,000, but you posted it at 6 p.m.
You know something went off. You missed
something.
Yes.
And that's where people don't give the due diligence of being a creator the praise. It's like, no, from one creator to another, and it's like, you don't get to where you get to with 5 million plus subscribers on YouTube and over 1 billion views on YouTube just by being an old willy-nilly creator.
Yeah, nah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to get to something real quick. And it's like, from being from the South, I'm from Wakanda originally, by way of Atlanta, Georgia. And the only thing that our people care about is, similar to what you said, is how we making money. Like being, like cloud is cool. Like having a blue check organically is cool, or whether you bought it, it's cool. Having 50,000 views, it's cool. But how we making money?
Exactly.
So for the people, not to pocket watch or anything else, like what's the most money you've ever made on social media to make you believe like, oh, you see auntie, you see cousin, you see son, you see, like this is their real business?
Yeah. I'll tell you when I quit my job.
Talk to me.
In 2020, well, let's start when I started YouTube in 2019. I was monetized by July. My first check in August was around $4,000 that month. And I'm like, dang, that's an extra $4,000. Then November, December hit, my check was around $8,000, but I still ain't quit my job because I'm like, I don't know. Then in January, that check went down to like $1,200. I'm like, damn, I damn sure can't quit my job because how I go from 4 to 8 now back to 1,200, this is crazy. But you'll learn CPMs and when CPMs are high and when they're low. I didn't know about this yet, right?
Come on
So
now.
January is low, but I didn't know. So I still didn't quit my job. COVID hit, and I was able to kind of make content with just me in it. And I remember like March, I made $20,000 on YouTube. And I'm like, damn, I about quit my job, but I ain't quit yet. So on Facebook, I was monetized on Facebook. I made $10,000 around that time. So I made $30,000 in March. By August, I had made $50,000, and then a month from collectively. And then by that December, I'm telling you when I quit my job, but because I still didn't quit, I took FMLA. My daddy was kind of sick. I'm like, all right, cool, I'm gonna do FMLA with the VA, just in case I gotta go back to my job. So, but then by August, I made $50,000 collectively from YouTube and Facebook. September, I made another $50,000. I'm gonna quit. I can get about this month. I have made $20,000, $20,000.
You see the consistency.
I see it now. It is here. Now I can really get away from this job and I can put in the full thing. Then I remember that December, I had hit my first 100K that month. Now, I ain't gonna keep going high. Just know it pays well. It pays really well, but man.
Won't he do it?
It's hard work though. It's a lot of hard work. I really, if somebody asks me like, when you don't work, Kinigra, and it's like, man, when I'm with my kids, it's like, cause that thing is like when you get your me time. My me time You really don't get. Not right now. And I know I'm gonna probably get it in the future because right now I'm on the grind mode. I'm also on the mode of I gotta still be a good mama. I'm making sure they don't get no childhood trauma. So I'm a mama, but I'm also grinding. And even when you come in, it's so disrespectful, man, to somebody who grind and work hard to come and be lazy, especially when you give them an opportunity that they never had ever in a day in their life.
Say that last part one more time, please.
It is extremely disrespectful. I'm gonna look in the camera because probably talking to some people.
Hello.
When you give a person an opportunity and they don't understand that how hard you worked, but you just gave them an opportunity, and then they don't take advantage of it, or not even that, they feel that they're more valuable. It's a crazy thing, and I don't know if it's within our community that it's like a lot of people, I don't know, they get mad that you helped them. It's like they resent you for helping them. And then they want to throw up the things that they do for you, and you like, well, you know, I got a whole list here before you even start doing those things. A list, and you go, well, I thank you for that, but.
You said something that I want to requote. You wouldn't even have this opportunity if it wasn't for me.
Yes.
How soon do we forget?
And it's like, man, we work hard. Like, we work hard. Like, the people that are on our team, they work hard. And I'm at a place now with I now understand, like, your downfall can be your team. You gotta have people that believe in your vision. Like, how you named, what's her name?
Shells.
Yes. How she going with you and grinding with you, but you're grinding. I can see if you was just sitting there, you know what I'm saying? But she see that. So for people who can say, you know what? I know you tired, but you ain't say nothing to me, because I'm tired too, and I don't want to work as hard, but you understand the vision. Keep riding with me. Please know you're gonna get you're gonna grow with me, because you want to reward the people who work for you and work hard and do their due diligence. And a lot of times people be so ready to goddamn go here, and it's like, you do understand you ain't even, you know, it's levels and it's steps to this. Build yourself up, build your way up. Just hold on to me like you've been holding my hand. Hold on, just come with me. You know what I'm saying? But overall, man, at the end of the day, I'm so happy that I do at this point have a really supportive team, and my family. You know, you do business with your family. You got family. You blend personal and business, but overall, man, my family really support me, and they really supported me and believed in me when I came back home and said, "This is what we're gonna do."
Right.
And they, you know, here we are.
I want to talk about something real quick. So you said around 2019, that's when you kind of made this transition to be a full-time content creator. All right. Now, your husband,
Yes.
Reggie, did he have a job prior to burning his ships as well too? Because that dynamic intrigues me, and I want to, go there.
So when I was in LA, my husband was in Alabama at the time, and so we were broken up, but we still,
checking up. You broken up, but checking up.
He ain't know my address though, so I gave him my address because he popped up. Because if he would have got my address and he popped up, I would have went back home, and he would have messed up our whole damn thing that we got here now, right? So I really believe that God had to separate us just so that I could go do this part in purpose, because there's no way that I could do this without him. Impossible. But I needed to go there and learn this. But anyway, so my husband, I always been, man, you see him like he'll fine, like he just a smooth.
I want to agree with you. I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, go on and talk. No, you talk. Like, respectfully.
Yeah, respectfully, you know what I'm saying? But he's suave and he handsome, and he very, what's the word? Charming. But he's smart. And it's like, you won't know that he's smart because he's gonna charge you, but he's smart as hell. And in the business part, like, he know business. And so he worked, he owned a club. And so he learned how to deal with people. And I remember he was seeing my success, he calling me. And I remember we were trying to get back together, and it was like, he said something, you can't create that content well, look, I understand how you feel. Maybe this ain't the time for us. And because now I done turned into I'm finding myself. Yeah. Not even feeling, I found myself, and I'm at a place where I'm confident enough, I believe in what I'm doing. You can't see it right now, and you just want us. But us is gonna get me off my purpose. But anyway, so I remember when he finally kind of like saw it, and I came home and I showed him, like, I was like, look, this is how much we made. He like, what? And then I was telling him the business that I'm doing with like some of like the people that's helping me create, and he like, what? No. Anyway, we back like, aligned, and we talking, and he's like, man, let me handle the calls. And now he's handling it, and the deals are being different. Because I'll say this, how men sometimes operate in business with women is completely different with how they operate with a man.
Ooh.
It is. Yeah. And so now I love saying, oh, I don't know. Let me get my husband. And let me put you on the phone with my husband. Even though, and they don't know, we're gonna sit here and have a whole conversation. And we doing a whole, you know what I'm saying? But let me get my husband.
Boy, Reggie.
Yeah.
Kinigra. Boy, y'all my type of people. And I'm gonna tell you why. It's been so many innuendos and examples of finessing, jugging, figuring it out, that a person, it may fly over a person's head like, hold on. But this is the thing that I love most about this dynamic. It doesn't seem like y'all in competition.
With my husband?
Hear this out, though. A lot of people in relationships are in competition. And it's sad. You see it, but you can't see it virtually. You see it when you witness it. It's like, why y'all together? Why y'all beefing about this? Here recently, and it happened naturally because I'm a competitive person, right? I just really been going hard on Snapchat, right? And my lady, she already had 50,000 followers just on some humble, like, boom, I got 50,000 followers? I started from scratch, nothing. I mean, zero. I had 12 followers.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, I'm Cam Newton. Like, what the hell? I can't get 100? I can't, golly. But it trained me to be like, yo, stop expecting something that you're not willing to work for. Yeah. So with the help of, the team, like we've just been finding ways to finding a strategy to kind of get more followers. And I remember saying this, and it didn't come from a spiteful or jealous or envious way. Naturally, me being an athlete, it was like, oh, baby, I'm catching you, as in followers. She said, babe, I'm not in competition with you. Ooh. And her spirit, she didn't, and anybody who knows Jazz, like, she don't really raise her voice. She was like, babe, I'm not in competition with you. And I felt that, and I had to check myself, and that was one of those things, like, that's why this dynamic is able to be related to, because it's like, yo, like, when you're in a situation where you're not competing, it's like, not even adding, we're multiplying.
Yes.
So when family comes on board, it's like, yo, bro, we are creating an empire if you guys are able to understand the business of things. You see what I'm saying? And I just appreciate that. But that is what you just mentioned about a woman doing business as her own representative versus a man doing business as a representative of that woman. It's just where we are. It's not to say like, that's not right or that's not wrong. Right. But because I will flip it. I would say, as a woman.
I have to do it.
In a woman dynamic, it's like, yo, it's so crazy. We had that same, it's like, it's me. I'm in the front, you sit here. It's happened in so many instances where we learn, if it's women-centric, let me lead that conversation. You kind of, yeah, she right. You know. Ad lib.
Yeah. And then we was on this yacht, And I remember he didn't even want to go. He like, Kinigra, I don't even feel like going there. I'm like, come on, we should go to this because it's going to be some big brands there and they really need to know who we are.
Yeah.
So he come and we're on this, man, $350 million yacht. It's, my husband called it, he said, it's the closest thing that you will see to heaven, right? That he think. It's beautiful, right? It was the guy who owned he owned the Jaguars. He on the Jaguars. It's his yacht.
Yeah.
So we're on there, and the men, they naturally, it's just, it's just law of attraction type thing. The men naturally are coming to my husband, and they're talking. And my husband able to answer some stuff about wrestling and football.
They are in that wrestling world.
They're in the wrestling, and I don't know. This is you. I'm so glad you're here, because if you wasn't, and they came up to me, we would have missed out on the opportunity, and just that. And so we work so well together, and we're able to. It's definitely not a competition, and definitely an ego thing. It's more of, and I do trust his vision sometimes, especially in the business, way more than mine, because he is more of an expertise when it comes to the business side.
You know what they call that?
What?
Wisdom.
Oh.
It's just like understanding who you have to be in certain situations.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that having that support system, and we do it oftentimes, especially when we're on our sales side, where we're trying to go out and get different opportunities. It's like, yo, you're gonna lead it because you went to a HBCU.
Oh, yeah.
I don't necessarily know what that's like.
Right.
Okay, you're gonna lead this because, you know about sports. Okay, you know about fashion. Hey, you know about Vogue, even though that's a female platform. I don't necessarily know about that. And it's what my dad said. It's better to be assumed that you're dumb by keeping your mouth closed rather than opening up your mouth and you remove all doubt. I said, sometimes it's better for you to just be quiet.
That's what my husband, he go, Kinigra, now look at here. We finna get on this meeting. Don't start over talking. Let them talk so we can hear what they got to say. You ain't gotta sell yourself. Cause sometimes I get in this, and I'm able to do this. He go, just let them talk. And a lot of times, and if even after they talk, be quiet. They'll come back and they'll keep talking. So it's like, all right, I've learned that from him too. Let's go in here.
How y'all
Let's
meet?
listen. How we met? We met in 2010. I was at my homegirl Fatty Mom's birthday party. She had a pool party. Why? Okay, so B-Lynn, this is crazy. He don't want me. I'm finna say it. I'm sorry.
Come on now.
Okay,
he ain't even here. But he ain't even here.
So my homegirl B-Lynn, she was like, Kinigra, this dude want to talk to you. He saw your picture, and I'm like, B-Lynn, I don't want no little blind date. I don't want to do it. I don't like it. And I had on my swimsuit. I had on some heels, and in my heels, I'm probably about 5'9". Anyway, I get there. She was like, well, they here. We pull up. They here anyway. I'm like, B-Lynn, why you ain't? So I get out the car. I walk up to him, and she was like, Kinigra, this is Reggie. Reggie, this is Kinigra. And I'm like, hey. And he was like, hey. And I was like, you short.
Ooh.
And he was like, then he stood up on top of the pavement, like the little curb to be like my height. And I was like, oh, okay. He was cute, but it was like, Anyway, so he was like, let me get your number. And I was like, get it from B-Lynn.
Not gatekept your number off
And so, anyway, from there, I was like, I don't know, I just didn't like him, but I remember seeing him too, off over in the corner in the party. He stayed at the party, and he was off over there to himself, little chocolate self. And he had he got braids now, but he had some beautiful wavy hair. And it was like, he's handsome, but
he's short.
Yeah. So I'd be out and I'll see him, and like he always had swag now, and he'll come up to me, you want to buy you a drink? And I'm like, no, thank you. And so he'll see me again and buy you a drink.
This still at the party?
No, this is a different instance. So that was the curve. He ain't get to talk to me. So he'll see me out on a different occasion, like we'll be at like one of the hometown clubs or something. He'll be there, offer to buy me a drink. I kind of, decline the drink or whatever. One day, I'm going to the club with my cousin, because normally when I go to the club, guys would ask me to buy like a drink, and she said, Kinigra, if somebody asks to offer a drink, you better say yeah, because I want a drink. Because if they offer me a drink, they're going to offer to buy my friend a drink. So I'm like, okay. So we're walking in the club. I know exactly what I had on. I had on this cute little orange shirt and these jeans. Anyway, I'm walking by and he right there. And he goes, you want a drink? And I'm like, because I don't like alcohol. Like, I suck at drinking. Like, I'm not good at it. I hate the taste. So I'm like, My cousin pinched my arm so hard. And I turned around, yes, I do want a drink. And so his homeboy ended up buying my cousin a drink. So.
Wow, that was a two-man. That was a two-man. Well, Rich, hold on. Stay right there. Keep going.
Okay, so he buy me a shot and I need a chaser. So he buy me a shot of, dang, what was it? The little, it's like a cheap liquor, but that's the only one I ever drunk, so I can't even.
Four Loko?
Bacardi, no. Bacardi.
Oh, Bacardi.
It's the only thing it's the only thing I believe. It's white liquor. It's the only thing I ever drunk at the time. So I get a shot of Bacardi. I take it. And I choked. I coughed it up. It came all out of my mouth. And he took a napkin and he dabbed my mouth. And I was like, and I'm a real, like, I love chick flicks. I read the romance book. I'm like, who is this? That was
little
so
chocolate
sweet.
Short, swaggerific buddy.
And from there, he got my number.
But I got a trivia for both of y'all. What was the first cheers of y'all relationship that you remember?
Cheers?
Hey, let's make a toast to.
Our first, big cheer? I don't think we ever did, cheers and toast, but I know, throughout our whole relationship, it's I don't know, I know God connected us, and I know we are meant to be from God, because our whole relationship, we always saw bigger. I remember we would drive in a car and we'll just ride and we'll listen and we'll talk about that's gonna be our house right there. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't know how though. And honestly at the time, I'm I believe so much in him. I'm I don't know, baby, whatever you come up with though, it's gonna be through you. You know, you gonna get us there and I'm gonna be right there to, you know what I'm saying? And I do remember though when I hit my first million on every platform. So I had $1 million in my bank account. I had $1 million on Facebook. I had over $1 million on Facebook, but I had hit $1 million on YouTube. I had $3 million on TikTok. And it was I had wrote in my journal, because I always write in my journal of things that I want to happen. You know, what they call it,
Law of attraction.
Law of attraction and that's the one.
Speaking of existence.
Speaking of is this book that I read. It was one of the one. It's you have what you say, and you got to be very intentional with your mind, because it's think, something. I can't remember the book, but anyway. And so I started doing that, and I was practicing it. And I remember going back to it, and I'm everything that I wrote on here, I have it. And I remember he dang, yeah, you did it. I'm dang, we did that. And I think that's the first moment where we did that, but not only that, we came back and, man, we aligned. It's so crazy how, it's God is so good, because it's just so crazy how we went through all that to, part, but when we got back, it's I think I could face the world. It's people don't know about, when you get a relationship, man, there's going to be hard times.
No, for sure.
You're going to have hard times. It is not going to always be lovey-dovey, but it's when you got somebody who you can be truly yourself with, who get to see the ugly you, get to see it when your legs ain't, you ain't share your legs.
Prickly.
You're prickly, you know what I'm saying? And it's but he still see you like you just the most beautiful thing. And it's we have such a good bond, man, and I'm so thankful for him. And I know he don't, I tell you this, but I'm so thankful for my husband, because I know there's no way I'd be where I'm at without him. No way. No way.
I love. You feel what I'm saying? It's crazy how you, like when you talked about LA, I haven't had the best interactions with people in LA because it's hard to find genuine people, not just in LA, but just in general. Man, and I'm a Southern guy. Like, I could tell somebody from the country by their dap. You know, they slang. You know, one of my good friends, as a matter of fact, I just reconnected with a good friend of mine that I met in the NFL. We were teammates, Joe Webb. He went to UAB. And hey man, like he just has this warming, because that's what brings me back to my roots.
Yeah.
Right. No matter how high, no matter how low I may get, like Joe Webb for me was that person that he was my toxic friend. He was my turn up buddy. But there's one thing about Joe. He was from Birmingham. I'm from the ham, man. Like, and then why? Like it's so funny. But I remember I was struggling in a football game. And Joe, we had a quick timeout, and he sensed, him being around me for multiple years, he sensed my frustration. He was like, hey, man, you all right? Man, let's pray real quick.
Dang.
And he prayed for me. In that moment, it was like, bro, we locked in forever.
Yeah.
Because there's this, I don't know what people want to name it. It's the conspiracy theories or the theorists, the devil worshipers and things like that. And to think that I'm a devil worshiper would be the thing that will make you idiotic. And it's so funny because I grew up in church. My father's a preacher. And I oftentimes say it, probably more than I should, but I knew right from wrong. I just didn't always do right. You feel me? I seen one of your videos. It was about the grandma knows, but it was one of the early episodes. It was 3 years ago.
It was old.
What was the title?
It gotta be when we went to church.
Yes.
So it gotta be Grandma's Too Soft.
Grandma's Too Soft. And I was watching, cause just in preparation, I'm like, man, what Kinigra gonna be talking about? You feel what I'm saying? And I watched it, and there were certain things that AI can't create.
No, it can't.
You have to have been in that dynamic and situation to really understand and chuckle at.
Yeah.
And one of those things was like, yo, not the deacon, what's the lady in church? The usher.
Yeah, with the gun.
I said, boy, if that ain't no, man, and then the double standards with the children eating the gun.
Yeah.
I said, oh, she come from the cloth. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about deep-rooted South where Sundays was the whole day of church.
Yes, it
You go
was.
to Bible study, you go to actual church, you go to the hosting family, then you come back
second
to church.
service.
It's like, man, I believe in God, but everybody say, and then don't let people start telling testimonies.
Oh,
and you
the
get to saying, like,
testimony.
man, boom.
Yeah.
And then everybody, all the kids, when you know somebody about to tell a testimony, you already know, oh, here she go.
finna go up.
Man, cut that.
Our
Cut
praise
it out.
and worship, when praise and worship lasts forever, and somebody finna,
Catch the Holy Ghost.
Holy Ghost, here she go. You know you ain't getting the Holy Ghost every time.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah.
I give you another one. Y'all used to give each other a hard time or rag on each other when the kids would act like they catching the Holy Ghost in the parking lot. You'd be like, Negro, you want to catch the Holy Ghost like that? Or like when you fall out? And there's one of those things, it's like those are church gems that if you didn't go to church, you would not have known that. You didn't see the fish fries and the yard sales and all energy to try to gain an extra $300 to $500 to go towards the church. And those things, this was like, oh man, I'm so intrigued about that. But I want to, before we kind of get out of here, I want to talk about just the whole business structure that you've implemented, you and your husband, with what keeps the engine flowing and running.
As far as much content that we create?
No, just like the engine of content, right? And how you created this structure in business that not a lot of people understand that. Because everybody they start the same, hey, I want to be a content creator, or I want to create content. All right, boom, I get a video, like my cousin, boom, hit 50,000. It's like, oh my God. It's like, yo, I want to put on for people, and I want people to like what I'm doing. And then all of a sudden, there's going to get a phase where it's like, but what you
going to do when the views go low? How you going to
You see what I'm saying? How am I making money? And how am I going to keep making money?
Yeah. I think for us, it goes back to that same principle of the consistency. It's like, we gotta put out this no matter what. It's times where we truly don't have a video idea. And it's like, I mean, literally, we don't have an idea. And we'll go to set and I'm like, we're gonna film. And we've been doing it for so long, we'll come up with a whole improv skit. The whole thing is improv. I start creating in my head, and as it's going, we building scene by scene. And the thing is, you can't stop. Like, this is our business. It's never a time where we're gonna say, we're gonna put this business on hold. You can't do that, you work too hard for it. And so for us, it comes from experience. It comes from somebody else's experience. I love hearing people's stories because it'll give me an idea. Yeah. It's like, when we used to do it back then, that's a skit. We'll say it real quick. That's a skit. And you get to write down stuff. Are you inspired by some of the videos that you watch? Or a lot of videos, like, we started doing some things where it was like, dang, growing up, I didn't really see a lot of, especially as a teen, I used to get like my romance stuff from books, but I didn't get to see us. And then I would imagine those characters as, Black characters or somebody that looked like me. Even though they'll describe them different, I still would turn them that way.
You can filter through. Yeah.
Exactly, but when you're watching this on TV, we didn't get the PG ones. Like, we had things like Love Jones. I shouldn't have been watching Love Jones growing up. And so it was like, okay, I get to create some of my favorite movies, which is like 10 Things I Hate About You, or She's All That. But I get to tell it in a Black way. You know what I'm saying? In a cultural way.
That you see the usher.
Exactly.
It'd be like, okay.
Yeah. And so it's just, you get inspiration from everywhere. Sometimes when I'm scrolling, a lot of times I'm usually, like, when I'm scrolling, I'm not scrolling to like, I'm looking for some kind of inspiration.
That's me.
Yeah,
I swear on everything I love. Like, people, I may get caught on Instagram. Yeah. It has become what's the word? Not possessed, because with this climate, like, people think, like, addicted.
Yeah.
I'm addicted to feeling inspired. And I wouldn't say inspiration or being inspired. I want to know what's my next.
What's the next? You got to.
And I wake up on Instagram, I wake up on YouTube, I wake up on TikTok just to get my brain working to, like, okay, I go to sleep on that too, because as a content creator, you always have to stay a step ahead or in the know.
In the know.
Right? Yeah. I want to ask this though, because for you, when did you start learning about the business side? The business side being budgets, talent sourcing, locations, etc.
Like I said, I looked into this. I just went into, and the business was my husband. I was the creative. I create the things, and he started telling me the business. Because I came from LA, and I was like, well, they get an opportunity I don't need to pay people.
Yeah.
He like, everybody don't want the same opportunity that you have. You got to pay people.
Yeah.
So from there, I knew, okay, and it worked. If you pay people, they're gonna show up.
No, for sure.
So then
that's the laden, what they call it, the POL, right?
But see, in LA, when we were creating, it wasn't like that. Right. You showed up because you knew the opportunity.
Right.
In Alabama, when we came here,
they don't care nothing.
I don't care nothing about where's the money.
Where the money at?
Exactly. And so from there, I learned, okay, this is the thing of, to get people, the best out of people, you gotta either provide them with something they need. All right. Now there are some that's like, they want the money, but they don't care about the money. They understand the opportunity and they hustle. Sure. And then that's like Roman. That boy understood and he created, and then he ended up making a ton of money on his own platform. So from there, okay, that was the one thing that we knew we had to get. Once I start seeing the views, and then you go to a lot of things too, like the YouTube Creator Summit. You start getting invited to more exclusive things that other creators put on, and you start listening to them. Wait, y'all have a dedicated space? Because I was shooting in my house, and it's like, yeah, I need a dedicated space because we drained after we finished filming the video, and now I gotta go upstairs, and all these people walking in through my house. Cool, we need a dedicated space. And it's just really through conversation. That's why I feel like these kind of conversations, they're needed, because you learn from other businesses and you understand it's a true business. Now, my husband, he the one who really start, we gotta hire. And he the one who taught me hire people that's smarter than you. And I had to, at one point, are smarter than you in that field. I had to sit back, cause I remember we hired our first cinematographer, and he done shot movies. He knew way more than me when it came to the camera. He did. But I knew more when it came to retention and YouTube. Right. So we butted heads, and that's when my husband came in and helped the unbutting of the head.
Delegated.
Delegated it how.
The middleman.
But he showed me, though, you have to hire, one, we need a good team. You got to hire people that are better at doing something than you are. My editor, way better than the editor than I am. Can I edit? Yes, I understand editing, but he's better than me with it. My thumbnail maker, I was making them at first. I had to find somebody who's better at making thumbnails than me. When it comes to the filming locations, we need that because we're building as we expand. With the cast that we have, right. Cool, we need our own dedicated location because filming at our house just ain't gonna work.
No, now it's not sustainable.
Now we're like, and this year we're saying, okay, we've grown big on YouTube, but nobody really know us. They don't know me, but I have a dedicated fan base, but nobody know. We haven't went mainstream, so then we're like, you know what? We need to start doing PR things. We need to start going to more, like we went to the Sundance event, we went to Cannes, we went to Bloomberg. Now I'm going toward these media outlets to be able to like show my face and tell my story of who I am.
Expand the brand.
Exactly. So now we're into the PR part of it. Now we getting, bigger collaborations, people who already got big names, like going with Heartbeat and doing that movie with them that we're doing. And which is crazy. I remember when I met Kevin Hart, it was like, and we was me, my husband, and the CEO, Jeff, and he's going, and it's like, he's a workaholic. Mm-hmm. And Kevin, yes, workaholic. And I'm just, just getting inspired, just listening to him and ask my husband, anytime I come from one of those YouTube summits or a conversation, I come back home even more driven and even more inspired, and we get to building. Okay, we need this, we need these things. And it's just basically you learning from other people and then matching what we know that we need to.
For sure.
That's basically it. And it's trial and error, too.
For sure. I'll tell you this, and I'll tell the audience, it's like you hire people for them to tell you what you should be doing. Mm-hmm. You don't hire people for you to tell them what they should be doing.
True.
Like every time I have a person join a team, I reiterate, it's like, yo, bro, first off, you have creative freedom. Mm-hmm. Like we have our own steak and potatoes, peanut butter and jelly, things that we do, but bro, create. Yeah. Like when you put your own seasoning on what we thought was performing well, but you do it I don't want to cap you with what you can really do at that time. And implementation of saying like, yo, I think we should try this. I'm never the person that's gonna say, hey, I think we should try this. We're not doing that. It's like, okay, explain why we should be doing that. Mm-hmm. That's my follow-up question, because one thing my children have taught me is, but why is a valid question.
It is.
Growing up in one of those things that I saw also seen in Grandma's office, like, but I said so. I grew up from that. I grew up like my dad, my mother, and my grandmother would always say, just I said so is enough. Mm-hmm. But it's like, but why are we doing it like that? It's still like, I'm going to be obedient, but that still didn't answer
my question. Which when my kid asked me why, I explained to her why.
So those type of things is super dope. You working with Kevin Hart and Heartbeat is something that hopefully I'm prophesying for you that like, it propels you. But another thing that people may not know is you posted the other day that your content is being shown on Delta's flights.
Yes.
What was that like? That's like...
Okay, so I probably got almost 1 million sky miles with Delta. And so when it comes to flying, I fly with Delta. I'm a Delta girl. I love Delta. So that's my dream brand to work with. And it was a no-brainer when they collabed with YouTube. And I was so glad that YouTube, they're like, hey, Kinigra, do you want to be one of the people? They reached out and said, your content is one of the ones they want shown on Delta. Hell yes. Yes, put me on there. They need you to post 3. Yes.
Done.
Yes, let's do it. Because the thing is, when you align yourself with a brand, like I know that they have a customer service. They like, I think when you think of service, they like the 4 seasons in the air.
No, for sure.
Right? And so if I'm aligned with that brand, I'm now the 4 seasons of content creation. You get what I'm saying? Sure. And so it's like, yes, that's a no-brainer to do something like that. And I'm excited. We flew Delta, and I'm like, hey, I gotta look at me. You know what I'm saying? And not even just that. It's like it just showed to other people like us, especially being from Alabama.
Yeah.
Oh, you can do it.
See that. It's like, even as I was preparing for the show, and like I'm open about the women that impact my life, and I don't want to shun or disrespect anybody. I have an unbelievable relationship with the mother of my children. I have 3 beautiful women that I procreated with, right? And we all are a team, respectfully. Mm-hmm. I want them to succeed just like I'm succeeding. Yes. And by me being the only breadwinner, it's like, yo, don't just think that I'm the only one that is responsible for making the money, right? And we don't have to be intimate for me to genuinely care about you, because you are my responsibility by default, right? Because if something happens to you, now it impacts the children, and that will impact me.
Yes.
So I'm always saying, hey man, post on your YouTube, hey man, Snapchat, man. Hey man, you need these type of things. And when you say what you just said as far as being a woman, a double minority, right? Mm-hmm. A Black African-American individual that also is a woman, you give so much hope. Mm-hmm. Because being in the quote unquote man's world, or, for a man to run certain commodities and certain, industries, it's like, for you to be the face, it moves people in a different way that gives them the hope that they can. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And it's like how you wear your hair, how you stand on how you feel. It's like, that's how I feel. It's like, Kim, why you grow dreads? It was the fact that I didn't see nobody with dreads in mainstream. Mm-hmm. Like, not freeform. Yeah. And it's like, that's why I do it. And I had this conversation with my father. He was like, son, you need to get back to the clean shaven. And I knew it, but as an adult, I could really not challenge him. Yeah. It was like, but what you mean? Yeah. I knew what he was trying to say, but I needed him to really hear what he was saying. Mm-hmm. He was like, man, you got to go get that corporate dollar. It's like, but Pop, when you talk about impact, is it impactful for me to look like this and still impact the people where I'm from?
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
If we all say, man, I never changed up on the hood.
Yep.
This is my way. It's like some folks may think that, hey, Cam, you corny, you try too much. Like, why are you dressing like that? Wearing a bow tie with everything? Like, boy, you stupid. But it's like, bro, I come from church. Like even though the Bible say come as you are, my grandmother wouldn't allow me to come in there with no sweatpants and no flip-flops. It's like, no, I knew how to iron my clothes. I knew how to tie a bow tie. I knew how to tie a tie. I knew how to iron and polish my shoes. And I took pride in polishing my father's shoes and those type of things. It's like, you grow up with so many different morals and principles that you implement. And that's what I try to bestow upon my family and my children. Yes. But when I go to the local grocery store, when I go to the gas stations and folks be like, hey, bro, I fool with you, dog. Like, that's what hit home to me.
I'm going to tell you this story. I'm going to say it. We were filming in this store. Mm-hmm. It's in the north side of Birmingham. Mm-hmm. So I went in. I needed a gas station scene. Our gas station set ain't finished yet. And it's in the heart of the hood, okay? Mm-hmm. So I go in there, I'm like, can I shoot in here for 2 hours? I pay y'all. They got big guns behind the thing, and they're like, yeah. So I'm telling my husband, look, we finna film this scene. So we start filming. Man, these 2 dudes come in. It was like different people coming in, but it was 2 dudes in particular. I see his gun, like right in there, and I'm like, oh shoot, Kinigra. Sometimes I forget that people know me, like, Kinigra, you ain't your G-Wagon parked outside, baby. Yeah. What you doing? Anyway, he looked at me and he walked. I'm like, oh God.
It's happening. I'm getting hot.
So cool. The other one he looked at them. I'm like, all right, I'm finna walk back to the back with them 2 guns, so I'm gonna go around. And my cameraman back there, my actors is here, and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna put them in a bad situation. I'm finna tell you what I learned from this. And when I left, I'm like, dang, I felt so bad. And I caught myself anyway, I'm finished. So they had set off a section for us on the right. And they were, like, if people still came in the store, they went to the left. He walked up to the right, and I'm like, there's no, screen. He coming. He finna get me. And he goes, you that girl on YouTube, ain't it? And I said, yeah. And he say, man, my sister love y'all, man. She watch y'all all the time, man. Congrats, what you doing? And I said, thank you. He was like, I said, you want to get a picture? He was like, yeah, I ain't got my phone. So when he goes to the phone, in my mind, I'm like, oh, man, he finna go. He got me again. I'm like, yeah, for the phone. Look at this. So he come back. We do a video for his sister. Yeah. And he was like, appreciate that. Thank you. All right, cool. He leave. I walk back around to finish directing my scene. He come back. And I look, he said, hey. I said, hey. He said, man, I'd be crazy not to get one for my little girl because she watch you too. And at that point, I said, Kinigra, this is where you from. Like, come. Wow. And I went back because it's like, dang, I did the video and I looked at him, I said, man, I really, really appreciate your support. Like, truly appreciate your support. Because y'all looking at us like, damn, y'all did it.
We made it.
Yes.
Like, we made it. Like, those are wholesome moments to me. Now, that still didn't negate the fact that he had a gun on his hip or a burner on his hip, right? I have those moments today. It's like, for me, I never shun a fan, just in general. But it's different when you can go anywhere and people fool with you. And it's like, oh, hey, boy, that count. They don't even enunciate my whole name. Boy, that count, boy. Boy, we fool with you, twin. Like, on everything. Boy, we fool, man. Man, grab that picture, boy. And they're like, all right, cool. Them moments is really like why I do what I do. Hey, boy, keep giving Steven that hell. Boy, we rock with you, boy. And it's like, man, if I didn't have those, I would feel so bad to be like, man, look at this coon. Yeah. He done switched up on us. Right. It's a responsibility that I have that people may not see. And it's like, yo, I have people around me, the John A. Jacksons of the world, the Elatras of the world, the RJs, the Peggies, right? And my whole team is responsible for checking me and making sure that I stay authentic. Yes. Because when they see you, they relate to you. And when you look at all the figures that's on TV, how many people are actually relate to? So when I come home and I'm around the block, it's important that I show myself in a vulnerable state because I know my heart. Yeah. I feel protected. Everybody always say when they see me, boy, you by yourself? It's like, no, boy, I'm with God, boy. Yeah. And to have that real fan experience where going in the Delta Lounge is a little different. Oh my God! Get this, like, yeah, you'll be so boom. And then I had to catch myself. It's like, hold on, bro. I was raised here. This the same gas station that I would get the hot Cheetos with the, you know what I'm saying, the rock candies and 9-laters, and then all of a sudden, why would I turn my back on that? Because I told my father, I'm more relatable now than I ever was. Because God has given me this platform to tell the robber, the stealer, the finesser, the scammer, the drug dealer. It's like, bro, you ain't got to do that, dog. You ain't got to do it. It's like, it's so much content that I would teach you the recipe, and I'm so confident in my creative brain that you won't be competition to me. I told Peggy, I said, Peggy, I need you to blossom. Take that opportunity. Go and double your popularity because I don't see that as a threat. I see that as you're really making the platform grow. Like those type of things is not normal from where we're from, because growing up in the church, it's easy for people, and I say this often, I say, the church has taught me a solid foundation, but it also taught me how to judge. How many times growing up in church you heard, oh, that's not of God? But when a person that is not of God, thinking that they're coming to a church to get God, and y'all shun him away or shun her away because how she looked. And one of my favorite biblical characters, I don't want to get biblical, but one of my favorite biblical characters was Mary Magdalene. And during those times, Mary Magdalene, the followers of Christ or the disciples, they were only men. But it was only said to have said that Mary Magdalene was the person that really informed everybody that the tombstone was moved. And this was a woman. This was a person that was following just because it's like, yo, she believed in the vision. So God can work through us all.
Yes, he can.
And I say it oftentimes, and when people hear it, it's like, you don't get to say that. Everything that I do, this is my ministry. I've never spoke down on nobody. I've gave my opinion, but I don't speak down. I speak life into people. I want people to see this and feel inspired. It's like, yo, I'm a Kinigra fan now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really want to go back and watch that video that Cam was mentioning. You know what I'm saying? I love her husband, Reggie. Never even seen a Negro. You know what I'm saying? I love that. And that's what my obligation is as a content creator. It's like, yo, I may talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. I may talk about the Atlanta Falcons. I may talk about Auburn and that other team. But it still doesn't negate the fact that my heart's in a position where I'm just creating something that I think somebody would appreciate. You see what I'm saying? So that, man. I want to know, how was it working with Kevin Hart and his Heartbeat Productions company?
I remember when we met them at one of those exclusive events that you get to go to as a creator. It's a spotter event, and they were there, and he was there giving a speech, and it was like, again, I'm ready to tell my husband where to work, And so afterwards, his CEO Jeff came up to us, and he was like, I want to do a movie with y'all. I'm like, all right, cool, let me come. No. I just want to do a movie. I believe in y'all. I saw your content, man. Y'all create. I want to do the deal right now. I'm like, I ain't, because with my husband, I'm like, I'm ready to pitch. And he like, it was no pitching. It was literally that. And then from there, we started writing the idea. We finished the script. We come up to their office in LA. They got Kinigra all around. They got my picture on the screen. And it really felt like coming to family, like saying like they excited for you. Everybody know you, everybody, congratulations. And I truly believe that they believe in me. And when we sat down with Kim, he was like, I want to let y'all know I really fuck with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm coming off of sleep. I'm so sleepy, man. Me and him, we both had coffee because the jet lag and we've been moving and he going and I'm just trying to focus.
Yeah.
Yes, he was like, because I know the thing to do the thing and I'm telling you the thing that gonna get you. And I'm like, yes, you just gotta know the thing. Okay, I got the thing.
Right.
And so to see now that it's actually about to happen, like that we, secured this deal with Tubi and it's gonna be on there, like, and it's like, and to be, when you a creator, and I remember when I was in LA, and I remember trying to act and figuring out acting, and I would see some people who really knew how to act, and I asked them, hey, would you be in one of my YouTube videos? And I remember this one guy, he wrote me back and he said, oh no, I'm a real actor. And I ended up writing him back. I said, to me, I said, I understand what you're saying, but to be a creator, it doesn't matter what platform you act on. If you act, you probably should take advantage of, just being a YouTuber because you'll create your own platform. He declined, but anyway, I respected it.
His loss.
His loss, because later on, there go the strike. All the actors kind of, dang, what's happening?
The SAG strike.
The SAG strike. So it's like as a creator, you're empowered to be able to tell yourself, yes, every single time. I can upload what I want, my creativity, nobody can tell me no. And guess what? I've never had to audition for anything. I didn't even have to sell myself on this movie. They saw the work, they saw what I did, and now they came to me.
Right.
And so that's one of the things that I really, man, I would never stop creating. I would never stop owning my own IP and creating things and creating other people who can learn how to own their own IP. And so to work with somebody like Heartbeat, that's like Delta. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I've seen the work that they put in and I've seen the product that they, so now it's like my brand is now aligned with Heartbeat.
Yeah.
You know, it's that thing, it's that synergy. It's like,
gasoline. It's
yes,
like, it's just gonna propel you.
Exactly.
But this is the thing too, because that Heartbeat kind of alignment comes through Tubi.
Yes.
Right? Now, in our culture, when you hear Tubi, it's almost like the clown platform. It's like, well, you want to see some bad acting, but go on Tubi. But this looked like an old Tubi production. But for you, the acquisition, I believe it was Fox that acquired Tubi.
Yep.
And now it's under what they call it?
Management. Redirection.
Management, right there.
Yeah.
So when you have these opportunities, no matter if it comes from the YouTubes, the Paramount, Fox, Disney, Tubi, what does that mean for you and how do you keep going?
I'll say this, we put some of our content already on Tubi. So the content that lives on YouTube is already on Tubi and it's performing exceptionally well. So for me, and I think this is one of the things that separate creators from the traditional Hollywood, industry is that it doesn't matter the platform. It just matters who sees it. So if I'm gonna do a movie, and if it's gonna be more likely to be seen by more people on Tubi, why wouldn't I do that? And what makes the things on Tubi a clown? It's the content. My content ain't clown content. You gotta get a good story. And so, and it's like what's crazy when me and one of my actors, we were walking and the girl said, I know y'all. I was like, y'all from that movie. I'm like, what movie? We ain't did a movie yet. I'm thinking she finna say YouTube. She said, on Tubi. And I said, dang, you know us from Tubi and not YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we got something here. Yeah. Oh, now it's time to run that mug up.
Run it up.
It's time to run it up. And this is just our first movie of many. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be movies on Paramount. I'm sure there's of the Netflix. There's gonna be movies on there. It's coming. Yeah. But yeah.
This is the law that I believe in. I want who want me.
Oh, yes.
Because it's nothing like, and I've witnessed this before, there's nothing like wanting something that does not want you. Because the way you look, the way you act, the way you speak, the morals that you have. And that's cool. And I've been at peace with myself for realizing this. I'm not for everybody.
Yeah.
And everybody ain't for me. So when I say my kind, it's not a black thing. It's not an anti, white thing or Asian thing or a Hispanic thing. It's like, yo, if you my kind and you can relate to me, I don't care what you look like. Right. I don't care how you sound. Right. Come on, and hopefully that we are able to kind of collab and do those type of things together. How do you feel about the comparisons to the likes of the Tyler Perrys?
You want to know what's crazy?
Talk to me.
I don't know who created the comparison.
What?
I did. Because I grew up on Tyler Perry, like the plays.
Yeah.
Madea.
Yeah.
I grew up with the VCR, buying the play, and we would put it in and watch it on the TV. I've watched this man since I was a little girl grow a massive platform. I also watched his documentary. I know he come from struggle.
He snapped with that one.
Yes, he come from struggle.
Oh, he snapped.
He went through the most and still persevered.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that my content is similar. I'm saying the journey. It's like the drive, the motivation. I'm going to put out content. I'm going to be representative of my people, of black people and brown people, or who I am going to do the work.
Yeah.
How he did the work. I think it's the utmost compliment.
Man, the thing, and shout out to you for that, there was a part in that documentary that it hit because they was having an executive meeting around the thing, and one of the executives actually spoke about it. He was like, yo, I believe it was Lionsgate. He was like, we just produced a show or produced a movie with a budget of X amount of $1 million. And this person, like if we're looking at analytics, like ratings impact revenue.
Yes, it does.
Simple and plain.
Yep.
So you mean to tell me this person didn't have half of what we put behind this particular movie and almost tripled the views? Why are we working with this person? That executive, and if you've seen the documentary, you know exactly the scene that I'm talking about. That executive did not have anybody in that boardroom that can relate to the content that Tyler Perry was producing. He simply went outside, found the first African-American person he could find, or a minority person, asked her, hey, do you know Tyler Perry? Oh, yes, Medea. And that right there proved to him, like, hey, as a business mind, you always ask yourself this question: what are you doing that you shouldn't be doing, or what are you not doing that you should be doing?
Yeah.
And that moment right there was that break for him from mainstream time that allowed him to really catapult his career and even into a different dimension. So before somebody says Tubi or somebody says YouTube or somebody says, no, I'm a real, do your research.
Yeah.
Because it's hard for people to think of, and another thing that a person may say is like, oh, that ain't a real profession. It's your way of going about it may not be real. Because for me, I haven't had an off day.
At all.
You see what I'm saying? Every single day I'm shooting content. On Mondays, it's First Take. On Tuesdays, it's 4th and 1. On Wednesdays, it's Funky Friday. Okay, on Thursdays, that's the day that I can really take a breath and say, hey, what should I be doing? Fridays is First Take again. Saturdays, that's my family day. My whole week is already structured.
Yep.
And if I don't sit up there and find ways, and this is my challenge to myself, it's like, no, you got to implement some type of wellness.
Yes.
Because it's easy for you to lose yourself.
That's the hard part.
It's like, bro, did you work out?
That's the hard part.
Did you eat right?
Did you eat right?
Where's your mental
Did
at?
you eat today?
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's like, everybody who knows me know, like, I've really been fasting. But I've been trying to bring back food in my diet, and it's like, yo, I'm fasting and not even trying to fast because, like, we've been shooting what, for an hour and a half right now? I was like, oh no, we're gonna be out there in like 45, 50 minutes. And then you just catch the content Holy Ghost and then it just get to going. You know what I'm saying? And you be like, dang. You feel? And I'm really enjoying this because I didn't realize how much of a nerd I actually was or am. And it rings true because it's like, growing up, it was the teacher. If I was cool with the teacher, it could have been chemistry, hence the you in your school and whatever. It could have been trigonometry. If my teacher was cool, I love trigonometry. It could have been something as simple as PE. If that teacher, the instructor was whack, I avoided that. It's the same thing with coaching. Yeah. It's like, coach, if you cool with me, if you understand the strategy to get me to go. I had coaches that were extremely cool or nice. That wasn't my type of coaching because we didn't connect on something. Then I also had coaches that would challenge me. And I remember one coach in particular. He was like, he did something. And I thought it was the lamest thing. I'm like, bro, you don't call me out. Nigga. Like, what? I'm me. He said, I did that because I wanted to get your attention. I knew how you would respond. You're welcome. Like, that coach for me was Gene Chizik, right? And the example that he gave me, he knew that I wasn't entitled, but he made others feel that I was entitled. And I'm like, bro, don't do that. That was corny. Everybody thinks I'm an individual person. I'm a people's person. In that game, it was a Kentucky game. He was like, oh, you think you don't won the Heisman, huh? Oh, you just think you All-American. I'm like, that ain't me. You know that's not me. He knew it, but not at the time. He was just like, okay, I need to get you.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You took the bait right there.
Yeah, oh my goodness. But yeah, those type of things. My last thing is, why is it important for you to build your production studio in Alabama when you have the likes or the access to in LA, when you have the access to Atlanta, when you have the access to the Carolinas, right, that are movie hubs, but you decided to be in Alabama?
I'm from Alabama. That's where I'm from. And I really want to create a space where we don't get a lot of opportunity in Alabama. Like, we don't. And so I want to create that space. I want to bring more jobs to Alabama. I want to bring more creators to Alabama because it's some talented people there.
For sure.
I'm talking about talented, some gems there.
Yeah.
And so it makes sense for me to be there because if I'm gonna give back, I'm gonna give back first to where I'm from.
Yeah.
Now, not who's to say, we may have a studio also, you know, in the South Carolinas and in the LA, but first it's gonna start in Alabama.
Absolutely. If someone's watching your journey, wanted to start creating content today, what's the one piece of advice that you would give them?
Start. See, and I know that sounds so, you wanna start? Start. And I'm gonna give you this. Some of the kids, right, we were all talking about their content because we also help them create content.
For sure.
And they're like, well, in October, I'm gonna go hard. This is in September. October, I went good in September, but October, I'm gonna start and I'm gonna go hard. And I said, are you? Are you? Because that's the way we procrastinate. I said, let me give you an example. For me, Monday, I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna work out on Monday, and then I'm gonna start eating good on Monday. Today, I'm gonna take the time to eat whatever it is I want to eat. Yeah, and then Monday come. Damn, next Monday, I'm gonna start and I'm gonna do this workout. And then the next, I said, when you really wanna do something and you really wanna start it, you're gonna say, now. It's gonna be, now I'm gonna do the thing that I'm gonna do. So if you want to start creating content, start. Stop trying to, oh, I'm finna plan it, because what is that gonna do? You're gonna keep procrastinating. Create the video, post it, and then do it again, and do it again, and do it again. Because it may be terrible at first, but it's gonna get better. You can't get better at something if you ain't consistently doing it. Start. That's what you said.
I like that. And it's like, how many times as creators do you go back? Because I know I'm guilty of this. I think it's for any type of growth plan to go back and be like, what would you say? It's cringy to even look at it.
You go watch. Oh, I got some.
But you need that.
You need it.
It's growth.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, for me, this platform of Funky Friday started in the back of a car. That's hard for people to probably understand that. But to see the comfort in even speaking, it's like, man, what am I gonna talk about? Do I want to? No, I don't want to do that. And it just allowed me to speak about things that I genuinely cared about and not the propaganda that somebody else wanted me to speak about. And I was so opposed of sports. It's like, I don't want to talk about football. I committed so much to football. And it's like, now we got an IP of 4th and 1. It's like, yo, that's thriving. But Funky Friday to me is where the nucleus of creativity kind of happened for me, and it moved people. So when I go back and watch other episodes, even episodes from last year, I was like, oh, why did I ask that? Like, why didn't I ask it in this type of way?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's growth. That's all it equals. It's growth.
It's growth.
You need to be able to cringe at stuff, because that means you grew.
As we end things here at Funky Friday, contrary to what most may think, but it's really love. As we end things here at Funky Friday, we're gonna start with this camera, then we're gonna go to your camera, then we're gonna finish with that camera. When I say all together, we're gonna say one love. When I say all together, we're gonna say one love. When I say all together, we're gonna say what?
One love.
Here we go. This is the signal. This is a love signal in sign language. I don't know what everybody got going on, but this is my intentions is for love. Yeah. It's not hate. It's not separation. It's not segregation. It's love. And everybody knows that when I respond to something, I put almost a signature of one love. So when I say all together, we're gonna say what? One love. One hand out. One finger. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, do it.
No.
He told me this not it.
It is it. It is definitely that, but we gotta create it. It's one finger, one pinky, one thumb, and then when I say all together, we're gonna say.
Okay, one finger, one pinky, one thumb.
Then boom. We're gonna be right there.
Okay, got it.
Reggie, get your girl, bro. Look, you ready? Here we go. One hand out, one finger, one pinky, one thumb. All together, one love. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.